list, go ahead and start it now. We're going to start lying on our backs today. And we'll have our knees bent, soles of the feet together in our Supta Baddha Konasana position. Let your arms just lay by your side, palms facing up. Let your eyes soften and shut here as you start tuning into your breath. Lengthening out your inhales and exhales, moving them through your nose if you haven't already. Nice deep inhale in through the nose. And exhale out through the nose. Let everything go. Notice anywhere in your body that you might be holding some tension. And try to let it soften and relax as you breathe. Scan up the body here, noticing your feet and your ankles and letting them relax with your breath out. Noticing your knees and thighs on your next breath in. And letting them relax on your next breath out. Notice the hips and the belly on your next breath in. Letting the hips and the low back soften towards the mat as you breathe out. And notice the chest and the shoulders on your next breath in. Letting them soften and relax on the breath out. Notice the arms and the hands on the next breath in. Letting them soften on the next breath. Finally, notice your head and your neck. Take a nice deep breath in. Exhale, letting them soften to the mat below you. Couple final breath rounds on your own here. Settling into this space and this here. And after your next exhale, go ahead and wiggle the fingers. Maybe use your hands to help lift your knees back up. Placing the soles of the feet on the ground. And bend the elbows, bringing them right in next to your ribs. Bending the elbows at a 90-degree angle so that the palms are facing in towards each other. Fingers up towards the sky. We're going to start with some bridges today. So we're going to inhale and lift the tailbone up and slowly roll up the back, taking the entire inhale to roll up the back. And then exhale, take that entire exhale to roll down the spine. Nice deep inhale in, slowly rolling up that spine, taking that entire inhale, lifting the hips up towards the sky. And then exhale, roll back down the spine, tailbone touches last. Do one more here, rolling up the spine, and this time we're gonna hold until you arrive at the top. Really press those hips up towards the sky, maybe tucking the shoulders under you a little bit more. One last deep inhale here. And then exhale, we'll roll back down the spine. Tailbone touches last. Pull the knees into the chest, giving yourself a nice big hug. And then we'll place our hands behind our thighs and start to roll up and down the spine until you make your way up to a comfortable seat. And by comfortable seat, I mean a seat with your legs out long. And we'll start by placing our fingertips on the mat next to our hips with our arms long next to us, drawing our toes back towards our shin. So, and then take an inhale in to lengthen through the spine. And then exhale to tone the belly and hold. Deep inhale in. And exhale out. And the next inhale, we'll sweep arms up overhead. And as you exhale, we're going to hinge and fold over our legs, letting the hands fall where they land. And let the head hang nice and heavy down towards your knees. This deep breath in to really fill the back of the chest and ribs. And exhale, maybe you bring your head down a little bit closer to the knees. We'll rise back up on our next inhale, placing the right leg out long towards the outside of your mat here. Bend the left knee, left sole of the foot comes on the inside of the right thigh. Square your shoulders up to that right leg, drawing those toes back towards the shin, keeping them pointing to the sky. Take an inhale up, arms overhead, exhale, hinge and fold over that right leg. Deep inhale in here. Exhale, maybe bring that head a little closer to the right knee. Now keep your right hand where it is. And take an inhale, sweeping the left arm up overhead, turning open to your left. As you exhale, bend your elbow, placing your hand behind your head, rolling your chest open to the left a little bit more. Now you can stay here, or maybe you extend your left arm long towards your right leg, maybe even grabbing the right toes. If you do that, just make sure that you're really turning that body open up to the left as much as you can. Do one last deep inhale here. Then exhale, unwind, bringing the torso back up. Left leg goes out long, right leg bends, sole of the right foot to the inside of the left thigh. Same thing over here, square your shoulders to the left leg. Sweep the arms up overhead on your inhale, and exhale, hinge and fold over your left leg. Nice deep inhale in. And exhale out. Keep that left hand where it's at. Inhale, open up to the right, sweeping the right arm up overhead. Bend that right elbow, placing the hand behind the head. And really roll that chest open and to the right as much as you can. Maybe extend your right arm long towards that left leg. Nice work, nice deep inhale in. Then as you exhale, go ahead and release, unwind, sweep your feet around and make your way to a tabletop all fours position. All right, spread the fingertips out nice and wide here, full palm on the mat. We're going to start with some circles around those wrists. Just getting the wrist nice and warmed up here. If you want to accentuate the movements of the hips too, you're more than welcome to do that too. We'll switch directions here with your circles around your wrists. And again, if you want to accentuate the movements of the hips, you're more than welcome to do so, or just continue to draw circles around the wrists. Come back to a neutral spine here. We're going to move through some cat-cows. So inhale to drop the belly, lift the chin up. Exhale, round the spine, tuck the chin in. Inhale, drop the belly, lift the chin up, traction those hands back towards your knees. And as you exhale, push your hands away as you round the spine. Inhale, traction those hands back towards your knees as you drop the belly and lift the chin. Exhale, push the hands away, the knees away as you round the spine, tucking the chin. Come back to a neutral spine here. And on your next inhale, you're going to lift your left arm up, right leg back behind you, keeping the belly nice and toned. And then exhale it down. Right arm up, left leg back. Exhale down. Left arm up, right leg back. Then we'll hold for a breath round. Inhaling in. And then exhale, let the hand down, knee down. Right arm goes up, left leg goes back, and hold. And another inhale in, and exhale down. Inhale the left arm up, right leg back. Then bend your right knee, sweep your left arm around, grabbing the top of that left or right foot with the left hand. And then start to kick into your left hand with the right foot. And lift that right knee up as high as you can behind you. Maybe your gaze comes up here. Nice work. And then go ahead and release it down. Right arm goes up, left leg goes back. Bend that left knee, grabbing the top of the right foot. And then kick into that right foot, kicking up as high as you can. Kicking into that right hand with your left foot. Lift, lift, lift that knee. And then exhale it down. Move through one more cat-cow here. Inhaling to drop the belly, lift the chin. Exhale, round the spine, tuck the chin. Come through cow one more time here. Inhale in to drop the belly, lift the chin. Exhale, you're going to tuck your toes, lift your knees, plank pose. Nice strong plank here. So really engage that belly, lift the backs of the knees up. Keep the quads and the glutes engaged here. And then drive those heels down towards the back of the mat. Nice deep inhale here. Exhale, press your way back to a downward facing dog. Pedal out your feet here. First down dog of the day. Then we'll make our way back to our neutral down dog. Inhale to plank pose. Exhale to down dog. A couple more like that. Inhale into plank pose. Exhale, down dog. Back to your plank pose on your inhale, and we're going to hold here. And then keeping your elbows as close to your chest or close to your ribs as you can. We're going to inhale to shift the weight forward and lower as slowly as you can all the way down to the mat. Let's bring our arms out long or down by our sides here, palms facing down. Inhale, we're going to lift the torso and the head up, drawing the shoulder blades together. And then exhale down. Inhale, we're going to lift the head, shoulders, and hands this time, really lifting the backs of the hands up as high as you can. And exhale down. Everything up this time, including the legs. So shoulders, head, hands, feet up, everything comes up. Maybe your gaze comes up too. We're going to hold. Another deep inhale in, keep everything engaged. And exhale it down. Now bend both knees in towards your glutes here, grabbing the tops of both feet with your hands here. Take a nice deep inhale here. And as you exhale, start to kick into your feet, or kick into your hands with your feet, lifting your torso, lifting your head, lifting the knees up, holding it here for a couple breath rounds. Nice work. Hold, 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 and release. Let everything go. Bring your hands underneath your shoulders. Press your way up onto your knees, and then back to a child's pose. Nice deep inhale in here, and exhale out. Pull your torso and your seat back up, and then we're gonna sweep around, coming to our backs. I'm gonna go ahead and place so we're gonna place the soles of the feet on the ground, and we're gonna come into an early wheel pose here. So if you know that wheel's a little out of your wheelhouse, unintended, go ahead and come into a bridge pose here. If you wanna come into wheel, we're gonna go ahead and place our hands just above our shoulders with the fingertips facing down towards the shoulders. Elbows are pointing up to the sky. Take a nice big inhale in to engage. And as you exhale, press through your hands and your feet, lifting up, pressing the hips up towards the sky. We're gonna hold here. 3, 2, 1. And slowly bend your elbows, tucking your chin, bringing the top of the shoulders down, and then rolling down the spine. Pull both knees into the chest. And then keep the feet up and the knees up. Hands come off the knees and roll up the spine a little bit so you place your hands on your low back. So you can start with your knees down by your ears if you want, as you kind of walk your hands up your back. Be careful with your neck here. And then start to extend your legs out, coming into plow pose. Maybe your toes come to the ground above your head, maybe they don't. If you don't want to extend your legs, you're more than welcome to just keep your knees by your ears. Now you can stay in plow, or if you want to come up to shoulder stand, it's the same position with the arms. Just bring the knees back to the ears, and then start to extend the legs up towards the sky. So toes are pointing up towards the sky here. Use your hands to support your back. And just be careful of rolling back onto your neck here. One more big inhale. Then as you exhale, bend those knees, bring them back down towards your ears as you slowly start to roll down the spine. And then roll off onto the side. And we'll make our way back to on your belly. Hands underneath the shoulders, tuck the toes, and press your way up to a plank pose. Inhale to shift your weight forward, and then exhale, press back to a downward facing dog. On your next inhale, bend your knees, look to the front of the mat. And as you exhale, walk your feet to meet your hands in a forward fold position. Half lift is on your inhale, drawing the shoulder blades together, nice long spine. Exhale, fold. Sweep the arms up overhead, coming all the way up to tippy toes. And then exhale to Tadasana, arms by your side. All right, so we're gonna inhale, sweep the arms up overhead, come into the tippy toes. Exhale, hinge and fold, belly to thighs. Halfway lift on your inhale. And then exhale, plant your hands, step or float back to plank pose, moving through your vinyasa on your breath rounds. Or you can always skip it and come to down dog. On the next inhale, bend your knees, look to the front of the mat. And as you exhale, step or float to meet your hands in a forward fold. Half lift is on your inhale. Exhale, fold. Sweep the arms up overhead, coming all the way to your tippy toes. And then exhale to Tadasana, arms by your side. Sweep the arms up overhead one more time here, coming up onto those tippy toes. Exhale, we're coming to chair pose. Heels down, seat down behind you. Gaze just over the top of the mat here. Tuck the tailbone down just a bit. Hold here for a few breath rounds. Don't forget about your arms and make sure they're lifting up as high as they can go. Nice work. One more deep inhale. Exhale, hinge and fold. Step or float back to your plank pose. Move through your vinyasa, or you can always skip it and come to down dog. So next inhale, bend your knees, look to the front of the mat. Oh wait, we're doing another thing. Stay in down dog here. On your next inhale, lift your right foot up and back behind you. Sorry. Exhale through to a low lunge. Plant your back foot at an angle, rise up to warrior one. Forgot which sun salutation we were doing for a second. Exhale, settle your hips down. Square your shoulders to the front of the mat here. And then maybe on your next exhale, bend a little deeper into that right leg. Press through the outside edge of your back foot, palm onto the front foot here, really engaging that inner line. One last deep inhale. And as you exhale, we're gonna hinge and fold. Step back to plank, move through a vinyasa, or meet me in down dog. All right, left foot goes up and back behind you on the next inhale. Exhale it through to a low lunge. Back foot at an angle, rise up, warrior one. Exhale, settle those hips, square those shoulders. So press that back foot down through the outside edge of the back foot, and then press through the palm onto the front foot, then re-square the shoulders if you need to. And notice your shoulders and your shoulder blades. They're up by your ears here like this. Go ahead and draw them down the back, which might widen your position of your arms, which is totally fine. Keep everything nice and engaged. And then your next exhale, go ahead and hinge and fold, framing your front foot. Step back to plank, move through a vinyasa, or you can always meet me in that down dog land. On the next inhale, bend your knees, look to the front of the mat. As you exhale, step or float to meet your hands in a forward fold. Half lift, inhale. Exhale, fold. On your next inhale, we're coming to chair pose. So arms go up, seat goes down, bend those knees. Ground through the outside edges of your feet here. Maybe even curling the toes a little bit to help engage everything on the outside of the hips. Nice work. One last deep inhale. Exhale, come to standing, arms by your side. All right, so we're gonna sweep both arms up overhead. Grab your right wrist with your left hand, and then bend off to the left, popping those right hips out as far as you can, making a little C shape with your body. And come back up to center, switch it up, grab your left wrist with your right hand, hinging off to the right, popping those hips out left. Come back up to center on the next inhale. Bring the hands behind your back, interlace the fingers, and then draw the hands away from the seat, broadening through the chest, grounding through the feet here. And then your next inhale, you're gonna bend your elbows and draw your hands up as high as you can without touching your back. And then exhale, bring the hands back down, extending the arms. Keep the shoulders drawing, or so shoulder blades drawing towards each other. Then bend the elbows, lifting them up as high as you can. And exhale, draw them back down. One more time like that. Inhale to draw them up, bending the elbows. And then exhale, we'll release the hands down by the side and take a couple breath rounds. Let's bring our hands to heart center. Take a nice deep inhale in. As you exhale, we're coming to chair pose again here, bending the knees. Seat goes down and back behind you. Gaze is at a point above your mat so that your chin is slightly tucked here and the neck is nice and long. Take another deep inhale, and as you exhale, maybe come a little bit further into your bend with your knees. Ground through the outside edges of your feet here. Nice work. Nice deep inhale, and maybe a little further down. You got this. One last deep inhale in. And as you exhale, we're gonna hinge and fold belly to thighs. Half lift is on the inhale. Exhale, plant your hands, step or float back to plank and move through your vinyasa, or meet me in down dog. On your next inhale, right foot goes up and back behind you. And as you exhale, we're gonna scorpion our dog. So stack your hips, bend the right knee, let gravity take control of your right foot. Try to keep your shoulders square to the front of the mat. We'll be here for a couple breath rounds. And really drive that left heel down towards the mat. On your next inhale, bring the foot back up to three-legged dog, and then exhale it through to a low lunge. Plant your back foot at an angle, rise up, warrior one. Exhale, settle those hips. Square the shoulders. You know the drill. All right, nice deep inhale in here. And as you exhale, we're gonna hinge and fly our arms. So arms go down by your side, hinge your torso forward. Inhale, rise up, arms overhead. Exhale, cactus back bend. Inhale, rise up. Exhale, hinge and fly. Inhale, rise up. Exhale, cactus back bend. Inhale, rise up. Exhale, hinge and fly. And this time we're gonna hold here. So you got this. Nice strong stance here, pressing through the ball onto the front foot, outside edge of the back foot. Holding, holding, holding. Keep the breath nice and long. And then the next inhale, we're gonna come back up. And exhale, open up to warrior two to the left side of the mat. The hips can move here so that they come a little bit more towards the left side of the mat. They just kind of go where they need to go. Shoulders square to the left side of the mat. Right arm is long in front of you. Shoulders should be square over your hips. Now on your next inhale, we're gonna reach forward as far as you can. And then exhale, we're gonna come back to over our hips. Inhale, reach back as far as you can with that left hand. Then exhale, come back to over the hips. Reaching forward on the inhale. Exhale, back to center. Inhale, reaching back. Exhale, back to center. Forward on the next inhale, we're gonna hold. And we're coming to extended side angle of your choice here. So forearm to thigh, or right fingertips to the mat, or maybe even right hand to the mat. Whatever's available to you here, listen to your body and what it's telling. Left arm is up overhead. Left shoulder should be as stacked as it can over the right shoulder. And now we're gonna extend our leg, come into triangle pose. So the right leg goes as straight as you can here. Make any adjustments that you need to with your right hand, whether it's just popping it back a little bit or coming up a little bit higher. And then notice the lower side, so the right side of your body. And think about trying to extend that forward as you're doing this as well. Very subtle movement. Nice work, everyone. One last deep inhale here. And as you exhale, go ahead and bend into your right leg, coming back to your warrior two position. Inhale, we're gonna sweep both arms up overhead, coming to our warrior one. And we're coming to warrior three on our exhale, our next exhale. So you're gonna kick off with your back toes. Nice deep inhale in. As you exhale, fly your arms, kick off with your back toes, straighten that right leg. Nice long spine here. Lift the back leg up as high as you can. Engaging the glute, the hamstring. Nice work. You can keep your arms by your side or you can bring them out long in front of you, up to you. One last deep inhale in here. And as you exhale, bring the left foot to meet the right. Forward, fold. Half lift is on your inhale. Plant your hands, step or float back to plank on your exhale, moving through a vinyasa. Or you can meet me in down dog. On the next inhale, bend your knees, look to the front of the mat. As you exhale, step or float to meet your hands in that forward fold. Half lift is on the inhale. Exhale, plant your hands, step back to plank, move into downward facing dog. Lift your left foot up and back behind you. And then exhale, we're gonna scorpion or dog, stacking the hips, bending the left knee. Stay here for a breath round or two. Trying to keep the shoulders as square to the front of the mat as you can. Next inhale, we're coming back to three-legged dog. Exhale it through, low lunge. Back foot at an angle, rise up to your warrior one. Exhale, settle those hips and get your stance. Nice deep inhale in. And as you exhale, we're gonna hinge and fly. Inhale up, and we're gonna cactus and hinge back. Inhale back up, exhale, hinge and fly. Inhale back up, exhale, cactus and back bend. Back up to center on the inhale. Exhale, hinge and fly and hold. And then inhale back up. Exhale, opening up to warrior two. So shoulders square to the right side of the mat this time. Make sure your left knee is tracking over that left ankle. Press through the outside edge of your back foot, balling onto the front foot. Inhale, reach, 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 reach forward as far as you can. And then exhale, bring the shoulders back over the hips. Reach back as far as you can on your inhale. Try not to move the legs. Back to shoulders over hips. Inhale, reach forward. And then exhale, back to shoulders over hips. Reach back on your next inhale. And then back to shoulders over hips. Inhale, reach forward as far as you can and hold. And then make your way to your extended side angle of choice. So left arm to left shin, or you can bring your left fingertips down to the mat. Right arm goes up overhead. We'll hold here for a couple breath rounds. Really try to roll that right shoulder up and back, opening up the chest. Now we're gonna move to a triangle. So extend your left leg. Make any adjustment that you need to with your left hand. And then again, notice that your left side of the body here now, your left abdomen, And try to extend that forward if you can. It's a very subtle movement. It's kind of hard to explain without doing adjustments, but it really helps to engage a lot more things. Keep pressing through the outside edge of that back foot. Ball down to the front foot. Nice work. So try to roll that shoulder back. There you go. Nice, Elise. One last deep inhale in here. And as you exhale, bend into your left leg, keeping the arms straight. Warrior two. Inhale, sweep both arms up overhead. And then exhale, we're coming to our warrior three here next. So we're gonna kick off with the right toes. So take an inhale in. As you exhale, kick off with those toes, straighten the left leg, lift the right leg up as high as you can as you fly your arms. You can keep your arms by your side, or maybe they come in front of you. We're gonna hold for a few breath rounds here. Nice work. Holding it for 3, 2, 1. Release that right leg to meet the left. Halfway lift is on the inhale. Exhale, fold belly to thighs. Sweep the arms up overhead on your next inhale, coming all the way to your tippy toes. And then exhale to Tadasana, arms by your side. Let's take a turn to whatever side of your mat, doesn't really matter. Nice wide step out. And we're gonna have our heels behind our toes here. And so from here, we're gonna sweep our arms up overhead, palms to touch, covering a pyramid pose. And then exhale, bring your arms out to a T shape next to you. So we're gonna inhale and reach with our left arm as far sideways as we can. Exhale, come back up. Reach to the right as far as you can. And then come back up. Reach to the left, and we're gonna hold. And reach to the right and hold. And then we're gonna come back to center. Reaching to the left, and then this time let the left arm come down to the leg and sweep the right arm up as high as you can. Get really deep into this side bend. Maybe even reaching the arm across your head over to the left side of the mat. Come back to your T shape here. We're gonna switch sides to reach as far over as your right hand. And then once you've reached as far as you can, hinge over, right arm to right leg. Left arm goes up overhead or it reaches over your head, across your head to the right side of the mat. Come back up to center, bringing both arms up overhead, hands to touch. And then exhale, we're gonna hinge, fold, prasarita. Your choice here, make any adjustments you might need to. Hands can be, on the ankles here, underneath the shoulders. Maybe you walk it behind you. Wherever you are, just let the head hang nice and heavy. Let's bring the hands back under the shoulders. One hand to each hip, and then hinge up. Heel toe the feet in together, and come back to the top of your mat. All right, moving through another flow here. Inhale, sweep the arms up overhead, tippy toes if you choose. Exhale, hinge and fold, belly to thighs. Half lift on the inhale, nice long spine. Frame your feet, step or float back to plank. Moving through vinyasa. And you're always welcome to skip it and come to down dog. On the next inhale, right foot goes up and back behind you. Exhale, scorpion the dogs, bending the knees, stacking the hips, shoulders as square to the front of the room as you can. Three-legged dog on your next inhale. Exhale through low lunge. Back foot at an angle, rising up to warrior one. Exhale, settle those hips. bring our hands behind our back here, interlacing our fingers. Take an inhale in to draw the hands away from the seat. As you exhale, we're gonna hinge backwards. Gaze goes up overhead. Take an inhale in. As you exhale, now we're gonna humble our warrior. So hinge over that front leg, or maybe even come on the inside of the front leg if you've got that available to you. Let your head hang nice and heavy and bring the arms up as high as you can overhead. Inhale, we're gonna rise back up. Go ahead and release the arms. And we're gonna open up to warrior two. Inhale, we'll reach forward as far as you can. And straighten that front leg on your exhale. So reach forward maybe a little bit more. Then as you exhale, we're coming to triangle. Hand goes on the inside of the right shin. Left arm goes up overhead. Keep pressing through the ball mound of that front foot and the outside edge of the back foot. And we'll take a nice deep inhale in. As you exhale, bend into that right knee. Coming back to your warrior two position. Sweep both arms up overhead. And then we're coming to warrior three again. So exhale, kick off with those left toes. Lifting that back leg up. And we're gonna come into half moon next. So you can stay in warrior three if you want, but if you wanna come into half moon, bring your right arm down to the top of the mat here. Bring the left arm up overhead as you turn your left toes to the side of the mat and roll the left hip up towards the sky, up and open to the left. If you fall out, just come back in. There's no harm, no foul there. If you have a block and wanna use that, you're more than welcome to do that too. You can have the block here and have your hand on the block right underneath your head. Nice work. Keep lifting that up. You're doing great. One last deep inhale. Exhale, bring the left foot down to meet the right. Forward fold. Half lift is on your inhale. Exhale, plant your hands, step or float back to plank, moving through vinyasa. Or you can meet me in down dog. Left foot goes up and back behind you. Exhale, scorpion that dog. Back up to a three-legged dog on your inhale. Exhaling through, low lunge. Back foot at an angle, rise up, warrior one. Exhale, settle those hips. Bring your hands behind your back and interlace your fingers. On your next inhale, draw the hands away from the seat, broadening through the chest. Exhale, hinge backwards, gaze goes up towards the sky. Nice deep inhale in. And as you exhale, we're gonna humble our warrior. So hinge over that left leg, or maybe even bring the torso on the inside of the left leg, letting your head hang heavy. Couple breath rounds here. On the next inhale, we're gonna bring the torso back up, releasing the hands, and then exhale, open up to warrior two. Inhale, we're gonna reach forward as far as you can as you straighten that left leg. And then exhale, come to triangle on this side. Right arm goes up overhead. Really think about trying to extend your lower torso forward. Nice work, you guys. That's good, Mo. Nice big inhale in. As you exhale, bend into your left knee, rising back up to your warrior two. Take an inhale in here, and exhale out. Inhale, both arms up overhead. We're coming to warrior three. So kick off with those back toes, fly your arms, straighten your left leg, lift your back leg up as high as you can go. Really lift, lift, lift. And then if you want to come to half moon, bring your left fingertips down to the mat in front of you. Right arm goes up overhead as you turn open to the right, turning your toes open to the right. If you have a block and want to use your block with your left hand, you're more than welcome to do that. Nice job, Elise. If you fall out, just come back in. Nice, Mo. Keep holding, you guys are doing great. One last inhale and then exhale, bring the right foot to meet the left, forward, fold. Knees down to the mat on the outside edges. Child's pose. Well-deserved child's pose. Bring your attention back to your breath here. Trying to lengthen out the inhales and the exhales. Go ahead, pull our way back up to a tabletop position. Tuck the toes, lift the knees, press up to a down dog. Inhale your right foot up and back behind you. And we're coming to half pigeon. So bring the right knee behind the right wrist, left ankle behind left wrist, right ankle behind left wrist. Draw the left foot back behind you a little bit more if you want to. And then take an inhale into broad and through your chest, extending the spine. Exhale, hinge over any amount that feels comfortable to you. We'll be here for a number of breath rounds, so just settle in. And use your breath rounds to help identify any tight points. And the breaths out to release those. Now you're welcome to stay here. Or if you want to come into the full king pigeon pose, walk your hands back underneath your shoulders. Bend your left knee in towards your glute. And then grab the outside of your left foot with your left hand. So to pull it into your left glute. So this is like half king pigeon. So if you want to come into the full king pigeon, bring the right hand behind you and grab the inside of your left foot and pull it in and bring your gaze up overhead. Really pressing through the right knee to lift up the right hip. Wherever you are. One last deep inhale. As you exhale, go ahead and release. Hands back into the shoulders. Tuck the back toes, lift the back knee. Downward facing dog. If you want to pedal out between sides, you're more than welcome to. And then the next inhale, the left foot is going to go up and back behind you. Exhaling through to half pigeon on the other side. Left knee behind left wrist, left ankle behind right. Walk your right knee back if you want to, and then take an inhale to broaden through the chest, extend the spine. Exhale, hinge and fold over as much as is comfortable for you. Again, we'll be here for a number of breath rounds, so make yourself comfortable. Focus on your breath. Using your inhales to bring attention to any tight points, and the exhales to release those tight points. Now you're welcome to stay here. If you want to come to the full king pigeon, bring your hands back under the shoulders. Bend the right knee in towards your right glute. Come into the half king pigeon, pull in that right knee or foot into the right glute with your right hand. Pull, bringing the left arm behind, grabbing the top of the right foot with the left hand. Wherever you are, one last deep inhale. Exhale, release. Hands into the shoulders, tuck the back toes, lift the back knee. Downward facing dog. Knees down. Sweep the feet around and make your way all the way to your backs. We're going to pull both knees into our chest here once you arrive. Got a lot of back bends today, so a little counterbalance to that. If you want to do some circles on the low back here to kind of give a little massage, you're more than welcome. And switch directions if you've done that. And then keep the right knee in towards your chest, extending the left leg long. Grab the outside of your right knee with your left hand and roll onto the left hip, bringing the right knee across the body. Gaze can be up to the sky or over your right arm. And we'll come back up to center on your next inhale, pulling both knees into the chest. Exhale, let the right leg go long. Grab the outside of the left knee with the right hand and roll onto that right hip. Letting the left arm go out straight from your side. Come back to center on your next inhale, knees to chest one last time. And make any final movements here that feel good. Maybe a nice little happy baby. Or really anything random that you want to do. It's all good. Your choice. And whenever you are ready, you can relax, making your way to your final resting pose of Shavasana. With your legs out long, arms by your side, or whatever variation of Shavasana works for you. Let your eyes soften and shut here. Space around your eyes, relax. Your eyebrows soften. The jaw relax. Notice your shoulder heads and let them just sink down towards them, giving them permission to relax. And just rest. Bring some awareness back to your breath. Small movements back to the body, wiggling the fingers and toes, rolling out the wrists and the ankles, and reaching from your fingertips all the way to your toes as you reach your arms overhead. Whenever you are ready, go ahead and bend one knee at a time and roll off onto your favorite side. In a pillow with your bottom up. And press your way up to a comfortable seat whenever you're ready. And to arrive, just take a moment to notice how you feel. Noticing any changes to the body and the breath. And take a moment of appreciation for your time spent on the mat this evening. Bring your hands to heart center. Thank you both for showing up tonight, sharing your practice, sharing your wonderful lights. And I hope you all have a wonderful rest of your week. Namaste. Thank you.
Thanks, Jacoby.
Yeah, thank you.
Great playlist today.
Cool, good. I'm glad you liked it.
I mean, we both know that would have been my favorite.